Mr. Gracie, Show 103. What's going on, brother?
103. Howdy.
Howdy do.
Yeah.
Can you believe it, man? We've reached 103 episodes, man.
Yes.
They're
Got to
coming
put out
along.
the audience. Like we're looking for sponsors, man. We want to get some sponsors in here.
Let's go.
I'm talking to a couple buddies about it, so we'll see what we can dig up. But yeah, it's time to start expanding.
Exactly. Expand and bring out the audience with us. We want to thank everybody who's been with us from the beginning.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you for the support and watching and listening and spreading the word. Sharing is caring.
That's right. Heart, baby, heart.
I don't think I've ever done that. I don't want to do that.
I'm starting it, man. I'm starting to bring it. Why not? You
this
know?
reminds me of Taylor Swift fans or something. I don't know. Like young girls.
We want the Swifties. We want everybody to come along this journey with us. Yeah. If she doesn't want to tour in America because of what's going on, we'll tour in America. Come on, Swifties. Come on our show and be part of us.
Exactly. I bet she'll tour in America in the next 4 years.
I'm sure. I'm sure. How could she not, man? How could she not be on board with what's going on in America now?
It's insane.
It's wild, a beautiful, beautiful world we're living in, and it was once looking to be horrible.
Bleak.
Yeah.
Bleak.
God bless America.
God bless America, but this friggin' mayor the mayoral candidate Zandani or whatever his name is, he might become mayor. You got to be a full-on, outwardly socialist mayor of New York City.
If
like,
they
what
want
the heck,
that,
man?
Yeah. If they want that, it's like good luck, because I won't even step foot in that piece of shit city, man.
Well, I heard that the real estate association or something in New York City is already reeling because they're like, he wants to fix prices and like rent control and do all this stuff. It's going to destroy the New York City real estate market.
Absolutely.
Listen, I think they should get him in office and watch him destroy the city, defund the police. Yeah. Let's watch him have social workers respond to police calls and get killed. It's going to be great. And then you all can see the socialist hell that this brings when you get this guy in office.
And we'll watch from Jersey, at Hoboken, Fort Lee, all the good cities of New Jersey, Jersey City. We'll watch it all burn from across the river, and we'll welcome everybody here because we don't want your socialist shit coming into our country.
That's the thing. All the rich people will just leave. They have the ability to leave. All the working class people that are stuck there will be dealing with it.
Exactly.
They're the people that will deal with defunded police and social workers showing up to a robbery. Oh, you're going to de-escalate the robbery by talking to the guy? Like, give me a break, man. It's the most ridiculous concept I've ever friggin' heard.
Who doesn't want peaceful cities? Who doesn't want the police actually going around making sure the streets are safe? It's not defund the police. It's refund them, re-educate them, put more of them out there, make the cities and streets safe. That's what we need, not defunding. We need more funds going in.
Yeah, whatever that guy's telling you about the city being safe is going to be completely opposite.
Of course.
And they don't care. They just want to be in power and install their socialist agenda.
It ain't happening here, man. It ain't happening in America. I mean, it might happen in these shitty cities that people want to vote them in and stuff, but we'll realize real quick that that's not the way to go, and we'll fucking take them out as we need to.
Yeah. Well, Trump's already said, like, he's not going to mess around. I will send no federal funds to New York. So we'll see what happens. It's going to be interesting.
Well, I mean, look what he's doing in California. Got Governor Newsom lying about calls that were being made. Like, it's insane that you can sit there and say, oh, President Trump didn't call me. No, he has receipts, mother bleepers.
Oh, yeah. It was insane. And there's people in Pacific Palisades still aren't rebuilding. Like, Trump went there, it was a week after the fires, 2 weeks after the fire, sat there. Mayor Bass was like, oh, yeah, we're going to expedite everything. Everyone's going to be building. They can go and clear their lots. No, none of that happened. If you hired someone to clear your lot for you, you're getting all these liens placed on your property by the city just to mess with you because you didn't use the city sanctioned, pay for play friggin' money laundering operation to clear your lot, right? So they're coming. I'm following this guy on Instagram. He's talking about it every day, And if you got your lot cleared by a private contractor, now the city comes in and puts liens on they're saying, oh, it's not properly cleared and there's still debris and there's nothing there. Like they show a picture of the lot. It's completely clean.
Wow.
But they're getting liens placed on their property. They're trying to force them out of their homes, out of their property, so they can't rebuild, so they can take over that, because they want to put low-income housing there. It's a socialist agenda.
Who the hell wants that, man?
Oh, it's insane. And they just lie and lie and lie, and people still believe them. And then they, like, I always say this, don't listen to their words, watch their actions. That's how you know what they really are doing.
Right.
But people just get, oh my God, yeah, Gavin Newsom, he speaks so well and he looks so great. And then he does the crappiest things to people, his constituents and his states, and destroys it.
So they just want the whole place to go up in flames like quickly, and then rebuild it with their own socialist ideas and all that jazz.
Their socialist utopia that will devolve into hellscape.
Yeah.
As it always does every time. Look through history. Well,
good luck getting funding from the federal government, because they're not fucking on board with that shit, man.
I saw a meme. It's like, people that are escaping from Haiti, they take the 900-mile trip to America, not the 90-mile trip to Cuba. So if socialism is so great, why aren't they going to Cuba? Let's think about it.
Gee,
why are they trying to get to America? Because it's pretty freaking great.
Land of the free, home of the brave, baby. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it won't be that way for long if people keep, letting this happen and letting this happening and voting these losers in and like getting their ideas, in. That's why people are flocking to great states like Texas, great states like Florida, where they have stuff under control, where their budget is running in a surplus. California should be running in a surplus, dude. You had Hollywood there, the biggest propaganda machine.
They lost that too. That's been destroyed. I think it's starting to maybe rebuild a little bit, but it's being destroyed. Because the state doesn't give enough tax incentives, like other states like Georgia, for instance, give huge tax incentives to film there.
New Jersey,
so they're attracting all that business. New Jersey, obviously, but also that Hollywood went totally woke and people aren't watching their crap anymore.
No, that's why Netflix is the bomb.
Yeah, I just watched this show on Netflix. Actually, Netflix does it too sometimes, but I just watched this show on Netflix. It was called La Palma. And it's about La Palma is an island in the is it the Azores? It's a Spanish territory, and right off the coast of Africa, a bunch of islands. And La Palma is a volcanic island. They're all volcanic islands, but La Palma has a big crack forming on its western face.
Right.
That if it slides into the ocean, it's going to cause a gigantic tsunami. Like a East Coast destroying tsunami. The United States, East Coast, South America, Europe. But anyway, so they did the show about that, right? And it's just a show about this possible. Well, it's the catastrophe happens in the show. It's based on it has a Norwegian family that's visiting La Palma, but my point is the little girl, she's like 15 or 16. She in the show, there's no context to it. There's no reason for it. She has a gay relationship in the show. She meets a girl and they fall in love, and I'm like, okay, I don't mind gay people. I have no problem with it. But why does it have to be in every show?
Right.
Why is there a gay relationship in just about every friggin' show? Like I said, I'm not homophobic. I don't care. I want gay people to have their life and be married and do all those things.
Sure.
I just don't know why it's like in every friggin' show.
Right.
That's not reality.
No. I mean, yeah, it doesn't have to be everywhere. I mean, we know there's gay people out there. I'm all for it, all supporting, but it is what it is at that point. But we could not watch that show if we choose to,
Well, no, for sure you can not watch it. I mean, and it didn't bother me to the point where I turned it off. I'm just like, what's the reason? Like, why? I mean, I guess the argument could be, well, every show is heterosexual. I mean, yeah, okay, but
yeah,
whatever.
We're going to come up with gay entertainment. That's what they should have. You know what I'm saying? They did it with black entertainment.
Right, they could do gay entertainment television. There you go.
Yeah. I mean,
why not?
Hey, if it's that big of a grab and people want to watch all that, stuff, have it. Put a channel out. They'll go there.
But anyway, so yeah, Hollywood went woke and people aren't watching the shows. They're getting sick of it.
And
so that's another reason Hollywood got destroyed.
Your county got heavy rain yesterday. Jason Killingman said the New Jersey Turnpike did as well. It was under fucking water, man. It looked like a river flowing through the New Jersey Turnpike. It came down so hard.
I guess it moved into New York City because I just saw a blurb that the subways are flooding in New York too.
Well, that's what happens when you don't have your shit under control and, stuff, you want to defund good stuff. Shit starts to happen like that.
Yes, you're having some rain and then the people climate. Oh my God, it's climate change. La la la. It's like, no, it's just heavy rain happens.
It happens.
Every few years you get a lot of rain and shit gets flooded. It's okay. Well, people die and that's very sad.
Yeah.
But it's not the end of the world, not catastrophe, and it's not from, human-induced climate change. Sorry.
I was going to take my kayak out on the New Jersey Turnpike, but I decided against it. I was like, you know what? I'll go kayak down the river some other day.
There you go.
Almost did it though.
Yeah. Good luck.
I was going to get pulled over. Yeah. Boop boop. Attention swimmer, pull over your kayak. I want to put up something here. See if, I got a video that I want to play for some people, like the audience. Let's see if I could do this. We'll go to share this one. Boom, shaka, laka. Put on the audio.
Style for an appearance on Faith Daniels' NBC talk show.
We're going to get great ratings in your show.
Trump is surrounded by women as music blares in the background. After a while, Trump goes to greet 3 new guests. Among them, the financier Jeffrey Epstein. More than a decade before his guilty plea on state prostitution charges. Later in the footage, Trump is seen talking to Epstein and another man as women are dancing in front of them. Trump alternates between dancing and pointing out women to Epstein and the other man and telling Epstein about the cameras. Though exactly what they say is difficult to understand as they discuss the women and their appearances, Trump gestures to one and appears to say to Epstein, "Look at her back there. She's hot." And then Trump says something else into Epstein's ear that makes him double over with laughter. Of a Mar-a-Lago.
So, this is the epitome of reaching. This is in 1992.
Right.
A couple years later, Trump bars him from Mar-a-Lago and Ghislaine from Mar-a-Lago when he finds out that he's not looking at hot women, Jeffrey Epstein. He's looking at fucking, girls,
young girls. Yeah, exactly.
There's a big difference between liking hot women and looking at little girls.
Well, this is how the mainstream media works. They obfuscate shit. They make up stuff. They take things out of context, and then they go, oh look. I mean, yeah, Trump's a rich single man having a party.
Right.
We would do the same thing. Look
Absolutely.
at the hot chicks. Wow, look at her. Dance with them. I mean, that's what guys do.
Right.
Okay. Sorry, it doesn't mean that you're a pedophile because Epstein came to your party. And Trump being on any list, as I've said before, is ridiculous because it would have been put out already.
Yeah.
You think that if the Democrats had a list, an Epstein list, or anything with to do with Epstein that Trump was involved with, that wouldn't have come out already. It would have come out before Russian collusion. It would have come out before impeachments. It would have come out before, the rigged election. Would have come out before he was almost shot, or he was shot, and the first and second time. It would have come out before all that. You think that they've kept that one piece of information until now?
Preach.
Get out. It's ridiculous.
It's ridiculous. Yeah. And that's the sad part is like they have to reach and all this stuff and try to like draw conclusions that aren't there. Once Trump realized what a scumbag that dude was, he barred him from Mar-a-Lago along with Ghislaine, whatever the F her name is. And it shows Trump's character. Do that, if Epstein had anything on Trump, he wouldn't have barred him from there because Epstein would have bribed him and brought out whatever files he had on him and all that stuff. That's
And
what
then as Epstein's lawyer has said, Trump was the only one that they did not have to subpoena that voluntarily came and spoke to the lawyer about anything he knew. The only one.
Why tell them real stuff, Chad? They like to read and garbage.
They don't like facts.
No.
Facts don't work for them.
No.
You know, these are the same people that are protesting violent illegals being removed from our country.
Exactly.
Because Trump.
It's so
same
sad.
People.
It's so sad. And these are the people that we have to get out of office, have to get out of public, have to put behind bars, have to really rid the world of actual freaking evil, man.
Well, this auto pen thing is pretty wild.
Yeah.
So I just saw the Rubin report. He was talking about the auto pen thing. So the one pardon that Biden did actually sign that has his actual signature on it, just based on other, other comparisons for his actual signature,
right,
is Hunter's.
Oh,
a lot of the other ones like Fauci, Milley, a lot of the other ones are the auto pen, but I saw a little analysis about the, what do they call that? A signature analysis, whatever.
Yeah.
And the way Biden does his B's, he does a very pronounced B, looks like a big capital B. The way Jill Biden does her B's is totally different. And guess what that B is on most of those auto pen signatures? It is Jill Biden's B's. Jill Biden's signature. Most of the allegedly, most of the auto pen signatures for pardons.
Yeah. We have to say allegedly, unlike the left who just puts out shit.
Oh, they just say anonymous sources.
Yeah, anonymous sources.
Anonymous sources. And that's their, they have a name for it. Something smear, where they put out information anonymously to a news organization, and then the news organization runs the story, and then the politicians use the news organization running the story as proving that it's factual. See how that works?
Yeah. It's insane how that
Roundup
works.
Smear, I think it was called, something like that.
Roundup Smear?
Yeah.
Pelosi,
there's a video of Pelosi explaining how it works.
That's going to be one of our new sponsors, Roundup Schmear.
Yeah.
Brought to you by the Gracious 2. Roundup Schmear. Let's get to some cool stuff. Our guest.
Well, let me give it a little intro. So,
man.
Bill and I have a nice little agency on TikTok, and we're signing up creators, and we sign them up on the live side and the shop side. And Brittany Elizabeth, who's about to come on, is one of our newest signings, and she is on our shop side, and she kills it on TikTok shop, especially with her hydro jugs. So here she is. What's up, Brittany?
Miss Brittany Elizabeth.
Uh-oh. Can we hear her?
I think so. Maybe she has to take the... yeah, no problem. The beauty of a live show, folks.
Well, she's there. We can see her.
Yes, we can see you. Maybe, let's see.
Can't hear you yet. It's okay.
There should be a settings icon below the things, below like where you could see yourself. And then if you click that and turn audio on, like the microphone.
About now.
Yes.
Okay, good.
Cool.
Perfect.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Hello. John, that's Britt, John.
Let me do one thing. Britt, if you could lower the volume of what you hear from us, because I think we're getting feedback on the microphone. Maybe that's better. No feedback now. I think we're good. How we doing? Brittany, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes. We're good now. Rock and roll.
Sweet. So welcome. Thank you for coming on.
Welcome. You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely.
It's a pleasure. So Miss Brittany Elizabeth, talk to us about you wear wigs, if I'm know correctly, and you sell wigs.
Yes. So I am a survivor of domestic violence. I stumbled upon a live on TikTok about Chelsea Smith cosmetic crowns, and I ordered a pink box that forever changed my life. I did not ever go live before that. I saw so many girls just showing wigs, and I wanted to be different. I've always wanted to be different, even in high school. My dad, my stepmom, and if my mom was still here, she could tell you that, my grandmother. I've always wanted to be different. And I prayed, and the Lord came over me and told me to share my story. I stayed silent for years, and it affected my mental health. I took it out on the wrong people, and I do a lot of advocating for mental health. I started a motivational group on my TikTok called Ohana. Nobody is forgotten and nobody is left behind, because I think so many people feel like, where do I belong? Where do I start over after something bad happens to me? Or maybe you did it to yourself. Maybe you put the position there, and taking accountability is one of the most important things, but it's the hardest thing to do. But
Yeah.
once you do that, you start seeing the results. And a year later, I'm here. So I'm actually at CSC headquarters, and I'm very, very thankful. Chelsea changed my life with the box. Even though I told my story, it's been amazing to find a community that has been amazing. The stories of saving people another day. I tell people, you matter, you're worthy, there's a million reasons to stay. And I'm very blessed of the morals that I was raised with. I was not always perfect. I didn't always listen. My dad gave me great advice, but when you're young, you don't take that advice. And then when you get older, you really like, wow, my daddy was
Yeah,
right.
you understand it at that. Yeah, like, oh, okay, Dad knew what he
Yeah.
was talking
Yeah.
about.
So a lot of people cannot tell. Her hairlines are, like I met Chad at TikTok headquarters, and they could not tell. You can tell how perfect the hairline is. A lot of people have no idea. But I
Wow.
think that with
So
me
cool.
doing this journey, true beauty really comes within. It's not about the outside appearance. I think most people, especially with social media, look at the first thing, like what attracts you instantly, and
Right.
it's the outside, but that doesn't make up your inside. So true beauty really does lie within anybody. No shape, size. It's your beauty that makes you. So, and a little bit of backstory about Chad. When I lost my grandmother 4 years ago, and I wanted to throw in the towel. I just wanted to give up
Mm.
everything, even though I had so much ahead of me. Um, I wanted to end it, and I listened to a lot of music, and Lightning Crashes was one of the top 5 songs that helped get me through my darkest days when I was battling depression really bad.
Rock
And
on.
it's about the circle of life of how it keeps going, and it's a prime example that it did keep going. And I
Mhm.
kept the faith and kept the course, and I actually have overcome on a tattoo.
Yep. Very
And that
cool.
is in honor of my friend that passed away 7 years ago. He always said you could overcome anything. And I believe in that. I believe when they wrote the song, people interpret songs differently, but for me,
Sure.
it was, whatever you set your mind to, you have to want to overcome. But when they wrote the song, it was when America was in a really, really dark stage of what had happened. But for me, I interpreted the song as, I have to overcome this. But you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. Even though I had my stepmom, my dad, my brother, everybody still there for me, cheered me on. I had to want to do it. And I have done that. And I'm so grateful that they stood by me at my lowest whenever, I could have gave up, but they loved me unconditionally, and I want to do everything to make them proud. And I will never go back. And with this experience, I want to help other people to overcome. And no matter what your story is, you're not defined by that. Your storybook is ready to be wrote for your next chapter.
Hmm.
Well put. Well said.
I told you she was awesome.
Yeah. You are
Yes,
an inspiration. I'm
absolutely.
glad you didn't throw in the towel, so to speak, and
Yeah.
you you're on the journey of life, and you're giving back and giving words of inspiration to people. I think that's been lost for a bunch of years in the world. We're all on this planet together. We gotta be united and love and all that stuff and lift people up and all that. I love your message. I love the fact that you're still here and you had the strong words from your parents and stuff to like that resonated later in life. You maybe didn't hear it when you were younger, but
Oh, no, I always heard it when I was younger. I just didn't want to listen.
yeah,
Right. Well, yeah.
And I think with my life experiences, I look back and, my dad has always been right. And I lost my mom unexpectedly 4 days before Christmas. And that was very hard on me.
sure,
And I think everybody handles trauma very differently. My dad got remarried, and that was hard for me to accept for the longest time. But now I look at it as my stepmom is wonderful. That's me being honest. I'm not a hypocritical person. It was
sure,
hard for me to accept, and I wasn't always the best to her. But now she has been. I look back, and she's been so amazing. Even though that my mom couldn't be here, my brother was 6 when my mom passed, and she has been a great motherly figure to him, a great motherly figure to me. But I just had a hard time accepting it, and my
sure.
mom would want my dad to be so happy, and with everything that he has at the farm and him having a great, faithful, honest wife and truly a good mother, because she is. If my mom can't be here, she is. And just like my brother, he's taken my dad's advice. He will be graduating next year with his bachelor's in psychology, and I am so, so, so proud of him. So, so, so proud of him.
Way to go to your brother as well. So your dad raised some good eggs, so to speak.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Yes.
And to do it, losing his partner in life is a rough thing. Luckily, it didn't bring him down to a path where he couldn't take care of you kids, as the way he did. So kudos to your dad. And I
I'm
know he's
very
watching
proud
out
of
there.
my dad. I think that does happen a lot. That's one thing I can honestly say is my dad never turned his back on his kids. He provided, he worked in a very hard work environment, that what he had to deal with and put up with, but he was still a phenomenal father. Food on the table, anything that we wanted. And you don't see many men get credit for that. And I can never say thank you enough. And
Hmm.
so he deserves to be happy, and he has found his happiness at Big Sky Ranch and with the horses. And I'm just so happy for him and so thankful that, I was kind of like the prodigal son. That's how I relate myself in the Bible. I feel like that, you think you want something and then you find your way back home. And I found my roots back home within my family once I found myself again, and I will never look back.
It's
Beautiful.
beautiful. Yeah.
Um,
Britt's from a little town in far western Virginia, so it's like beautiful country out there, and that's where the horse farm is. Sounds like I got to go visit sometime just to see it.
yeah.
Sounds amazing.
Yes, we are a one red light town. The
The accent
nearest
is
Target
groovy.
is like 2 hours away. So, but like I said, I'm very thankful, and I live by a lot of things. And my grandfather taught me a lot of things. One of the wisest things I think he ever said to me was, if it's not going to matter in 5 years, don't give it 5 minutes of your thought. And a lot of that was in high school. I'd be like, why does people not like me?
Yeah.
And I didn't understand that. He passed when I was 17 to cancer. And now I understand that completely. And a lot of my dad's advices and things like that, I look back and I'm like, Dad, you're right about this. So it's amazing to see when you really listen to the right people that want the best for you, how much doors and eyes are open. And that's what my brother did. He didn't give up. He didn't sit there and feel sorry for himself. He got himself into school and wanted to help people as well. And I think that just comes in our family. And I'm so proud to see him walk across that stage and graduate. I'm beyond proud of him.
Beautiful.
Love it.
So great.
Not to touch on a sore subject, Brittany, but you said you were a product of like domestic violence or something like that. Is that a subject you could talk about?
Yes, every day to my motivational group. I do a lot of advocating. When people ask me what's the best thing you've gotten from TikTok, it's that somebody stayed another day, or I help somebody leave a situation. I think a lot of people stay because they have nowhere to go. Thankfully, I had a family that took me in. Unfortunately, there are people out there that don't have a place. They have to go to a shelter. So I had nothing but true support. The aftermath for me was harder with the complex PTSD that I had to live with after, not just my hair. I wish I could say that's all that happened, but it was a lot. And I stayed out of fear of what could happen if I would have left. But by me telling my story, I think it's inspired people that they're not who they were. People hold into trauma since they were a child. I talk about SA victims, stuff like that. And I don't single men out. And, it can happen to anybody, no matter how you look, no matter where you come from. It can happen to absolutely anybody, but it doesn't define me. And, it's very empowering to tell my story now because I feel like it's made me a healthier version to want to help people and to give back. I never thought this would be my story, but it's part of everything that you go through in life is like my trial turned into a testimony for me with the Lord.
Yeah.
I grew up and I was raised in a church, but I truly didn't feel it 2 years ago because God protected me in more ways than one. And I'm very thankful for that. I don't, think you have to go to church to be a Christian. It's all about in your heart and how you treat people. And
Yeah.
that's how I feel. And it's to empower people and to give back.
Yeah.
Rock and
I
roll.
was going to say what often happens with abusers is that they isolate the person they're abusing from all their friends and family, outside influences, so that they can, like you said, they can't leave because they don't have support. They don't know where to go, don't know how to get out. But the abuser will often make that happen.
Yeah.
They'll isolate the person they're abusing from everybody around them. Maybe possibly make them not have a job so they don't have any money, make them rely on the abuser so much that they can't leave. And that's what, so
Yes.
my point of saying that
They
is,
will
like, if that's
multiply.
happening to you, you should be aware of it happening to you. Watch what's going on around you so that you can see, what this person's trying to do to you.
And they also are very isolating. When I look back at my life, it was isolating me from my family. And I should have listened and I
Exactly.
should have got out. But, when they're in your head, like, oh, they're going to do this, they're going to do that, you stay to feel like you're protecting them. But,
Yep.
now I forgave him within myself because I didn't want him to have any more power over me. I laid there and felt sorry for myself. And when I got up and done something about it, look at where I'm at now. So
Yeah.
I'm very proud of myself. And as you guys can see, I don't care to do this. It doesn't bother me because I find it to be very empowering of anybody watching. With or without this, it doesn't make me who I am. This is what makes me as a person.
Yeah.
We all have scars, but we all become warriors in the end. So this is my story and my legacy. And if this can help anybody today seeing this, know that you matter, you are worthy, and your story matters, and never feel like you have to stay silent. And the right people will love you and they will accept you.
Rock on. Can you tell me what happened with the domestic violence that made your hair, I guess, fall out to begin with, and where you had to start wearing the wigs? Is that something you could talk about?
Yes, absolutely. He would pull me on this right side, and I was always self-conscious. Everybody's like, "Oh, you have hair," but I was very thin on this right side, and I wore extensions for a long time, and it caused more breakage. And then a couple of months ago, I did try to do extensions again, but I have, with part of the trauma that I had to endure with unleft concussions, I do have chronic migraines. And so the neurologist had said, I don't think the extensions are good for you. I think you need to stick with the wigs. And so I've tried them and I have to do what's best for me. And this is part of my story. And if this can inspire anybody today, when you look at the first appearance, you're like, wow, look at her hair, but this is really me. And that's being comfortable within your own skin.
Yes.
And I think that that's empowering, and that's what I want to do for people. So I'm very proud of that. I used to not be that way, but when you own it and that's part of you, when you're real, nobody can ever dislike you for being real. And that's a hard lesson I think we've all learned in life. When you are truthful and honest from the start, you can have nothing but respect and loyalty from now on. And that's a big thing for me.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Yep. Amazing. Love it.
And like you said, beautiful inside and out. The
Absolutely.
wig does not make you any more or less beautiful. You're beautiful just the way you are right there, shining through on the camera and also coming
Thank
through from your
you.
soul. Yeah, for sure. I don't give compliments too often, so take it for
This
what
is
it
true.
is. Yeah.
Thank
You're
you so much.
inspiring John.
And they're so easy to, put on and just go. And I guess that's another thing is you're not putting the heat on your hair. Just throw it on and go. I think when Chad saw me and, he was like, I couldn't even tell that was a wig. So that's the best thing about, her hairlines is, she does a lot of effort and work and they're named different crown names and she does a lot of work. And, to see where she started to where she's at is very inspiring. But
What's the name of
she
the
didn't
company
tell
again?
me.
Sorry.
Chelsea Smith Cosmetic Crowns.
Chelsea Smith Cosmetic Crowns.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll put that in the description when we
Absolutely.
upload the show.
And she has amazing stuff here. There's a lot that goes on behind the scenes, and she puts a lot of work into her crowns. Naming the crowns. Like you probably like what, but each crown has its own name, and it's perfect. You just throw it on and go. Like I can show you how you just throw it on and go, and here I am again. So it's super easy. Some people wear a wig grip and a wig cap. It just depends on the person, but you just throw it on and go. So like now you see me, and then I'm gonna put it back on, but it's super easy. Like that's how she does it. She just throws it on and goes, and it's amazing. So it's super, super cool. So you guys can see, like now I have hair again. So
Boom.
can't really.
I love
There
it.
it is. That's
Does
great.
she make guys crowns? Guys
It's funny. Bill asked this. Apparently.
yeah. I mean, I wouldn't mind changing my hairstyle like willy-nilly, throughout the day. I used to have long hair back in the day, which was a Wednesday that I cut it off. I kind of miss it, but so I wouldn't mind throwing a wig on, here and there. So does she do stuff for gentlemen as well?
As of now, no, but that might be something she may do in the future. I can't speak for her, but as of right now, no. But if you want to hear like a wig like this, but as of now, no. But I can't speak for her for what her plans are for in the future. But I know that the future is very bright for her because she's worked very hard for everything that she's done, and
Yeah.
it's a positive message for all women across the world. Some women don't even have to have a reason. That's a new fashion statement is with the economy, if you do get extensions or go get your hair done, it's very expensive. So, and I went to cosmetology school myself and I wish I would have stuck with it, but being with my abuser, I got out of that and I should have stuck with it, because I could be a lot further now probably with my cosmetology degree, but mentally I just wasn't in the best place to be. But to go from blonde to dark and then back to dark to blonde is very damaging on your hair.
Sure.
So it's fun to switch it up. You don't even have to have a reason to wear wigs. So
Right.
it's the new fashion statement. And I think that's what, is going to be the next fashion statement. So it's fun.
That's why I was saying, gentlemen could wear them as well. It doesn't have to just be for the ladies. Not that I'm against it being just for the ladies, but we could all share the wig thing. No, maybe not. Okay. Anywho, so because I would like to maybe do like a red wig. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe get
She has plenty of pretty reds. She has the Burl's gold. She has all kinds of pretty reds. The coppers are pretty, so it's fun.
Go on the website,
I
John.
love
Check it out. You can
switching
buy
mine up
some.
every day.
Hey, I'm going to be checking the website out right after this podcast for sure. We normally have our producer on here who could like pull up some stuff, but he's going through some stuff with his leg today. He might have to get surgery on it. So Bobby is at the doctor today. So if the audience out there wants to send him some good vibes and positive vibes and wish him well, that's why he's not on the show, able to pull stuff up for us on the fly. Otherwise, we'd be showing the website and all that stuff. I just can't do it. I have ADHD, and if I start trying to pull stuff up, I will get lost and probably, be on a website buying wigs for myself and not pulling them up, putting them on the site. So I can't do that on the fly. Anywho, you have a beautiful story. Is it hot wearing the wig?
No, it's not humid at all. I think that, a lot of people ask that. No. So I actually bailed hay in my wigs with the headband wig, and that was really, really fun.
Oh, wow.
A lot of people, I think, when they post their stuff, they're by the pool or, they're dressed up. For me, riding the horses or, showing real everyday life is, this is something I wear,
Yeah.
but let's see how that you have to use them every day. So yes, I baled hay, ride my horses in the wigs and they stay on perfectly. And I don't even glue them down. Like you can see, they're just, there you go.
Yeah.
She was just riding roller coasters at Disneyland.
Rock
Yeah,
on.
I
With a
kept
wig
it
on.
on at a roller coaster. I haven't uploaded the video yet, but anybody watching this, I really hope that you know that your story matters, and if you say it out loud or write it down in a journal or notebook, it's part of a healing journey. If you feel like you're never alone and you're not what happened to you, you choose what you become in this world, in this life. And I think that that's the most important thing is you can overcome, but you have to want to overcome.
Boom. And life is long. It's a journey, right? We don't, everybody wants like stuff immediately and all that stuff, but you got to realize you got to put in the time and effort and realize that life is long. You know what I'm saying? Nothing has to happen immediately. You could work towards stuff and build towards it. Not everything needs to happen in the immediate. You know what I'm saying? Like the build up is part of the fun as well. You know, you got to take time to do what you're doing type of deal.
So what my dad's quote is our farm is called Big Sky, and his quote is, "The only easy day was yesterday." So buck up, and nothing's ever handed to you. And if you want something bad enough, you're going to work for it. But a lot of us are human. We want stuff like that. But if you have your mindset to something, work 10 times fold. And I don't want to get emotional, but I feel like my dad is a lot like, Job in the Bible, because, he could have gave up. He could have easily, like you had mentioned earlier about me and my brother, he stood right by us and didn't leave us. And he worked and provided. And no matter who turned their backs against him, he kept his faith. And God has blessed him 10 times fold. And I'm so proud to call him my dad.
Yes.
It's awesome.
Yes.
Amazing man.
I would love to meet him one day. I know you're out there watching, sir, and what a beautiful dude you are for being able to rise up to the occasion and take care of your kids when, you had a lot of hard stuff thrown at you. So I applaud you for doing everything you've done. It's cool, and it's hard. You know what I'm saying? It's easy to fall off and get into dark places. And when you got the world on your shoulders type of deal, but he stood up like a good man does and raised two beautiful kids, you and your brother.
Yes, me and my brother. And then him and my stepmom just celebrated their 12-year anniversary.
Nice.
So she's been a part of my life for a long time. And like I said, she's been around my brother more than what my real mother was. But if my mom couldn't be here, I don't think that she could have picked a better person to have for my brother. And I'm very proud of her, and I'm very, very proud of my brother. He's very private. He doesn't like to do social media, but I'm very, very proud of her for everything that she has done and led by example. And for him not giving up either. He had goals and ambitions, and he's done the thing, and he's going to keep doing more. And even though I didn't listen at times, my dad didn't use anything as an excuse. Like you said, he provided, put food on the table, made sure we were well taken care of. And I'm very, very thankful for everything that he has done for me and given me the best advice. Now that I want to listen, but my dad will tell you there was a time and point I didn't listen. But I'm just very thankful, and the farm is very peaceful, and he has worked so hard, and now he's living his dreams out on the farm, and it is a beautiful place. Horses are very therapeutical. We have a horse trainer named Carrie, and he has been all across over the world training horses, and he is a lot in my videos as well, and he knows everything about a horse, and they're very therapeutical.
Yeah, horses are beautiful creatures, beautiful animals. And they're so big, you know what I'm saying? Like they and they can run forever. Like I'm wondering how they don't get tired and stuff like that. They're you're workhorses. They are horsepower, all that stuff. You don't realize like all the strength and stuff that comes from a horse, but also their beautiful souls that I think are in those animals. I haven't ridden many horses in my life. I've gone a couple times, horseback riding, but I've got along with them pretty well. Giddy up and all that jazz.
Giddy up.
Giddy up.
All about comfortability. I think once they feel comfortable with you, then that's the most important thing is the comfortability. And once they feel comfortable with you, and the horse trainer that we have, Carrie is phenomenal. He's been all over the world and done so many amazing things with horses. And from our little small town, it's amazing to see what my dad has built, just with his dreams and never giving up, like you said. So I'm very happy for him, very, very proud to be his daughter, and him stepping up when he didn't have to, and me always being his little girl.
4 legs are better than 2. I say it all the time. I say it about my dogs, my puppies. They're not puppies anymore, and I only have one because one passed February 12th. Mr. Milo Man, staring down at us from above. He was a cute soul. Little crazy at times, but beautiful, beautiful dog.
What kind of dog was it?
He was a Morkie, which a Maltese and a Yorkie. And then I have another one. His name is Brody. He's a cockapoo. And my joke is he's more cock than poo because he's more cocker spaniel than he is poodle. And he has a big dong. I'm a comedian, so don't mind some of my jokes that come out every now and again.
Couldn't resist, could you?
I couldn't resist. We're having a beautiful moment, and I got to ruin it sometimes with my jokes. Sorry.
We have a min pin too. He is very protective, very guarded. He will be 12 this year, and
wow.
My dad got him as my 18th birthday present. But when I had met my ex-abuser, he stayed with my dad, and my dad had just retired, so he's been with my dad and stepmom, but he will always be my little baby. But his name is Shiloh, so he is something else. So he's precious. So, and then we have farm animals too, like the farm dogs, Sandy and Floki, that stay on the farm. So it's amazing.
Very cool. Let's talk about TikTok. I mean, so the wigs kind of got you into TikTok, onto TikTok, and then you've now flourished. And I was telling John before you came on that, you're one of the top sellers on the TikTok shop, especially for this one product, Hydro Jug, which just kind of happened for you, right? You just started buying them and then trying to sell them, and you just have gotten a lot of success from them. And I was telling them that, we took you to TikTok headquarters and we met our rep there, and they figured out that the TikTok Hydro Jug representative figured out that they were using your numbers to go to Hydro Jug and say, look at how much we're selling on TikTok, but they didn't know who you were. And now they do. They've put it together. And so we thought, it's just an amazing journey. And now that you could possibly become like a brand ambassador for Hydro Jug on TikTok, which is just, you're talking about your journey, that you stayed here, and that this whole thing has happened. And it's just amazing from being on TikTok. And that's kind of why I brought up the small town that you're from earlier, because anybody can go on TikTok and have success like this. Just have to work at it.
Yes. So my friend introduced me a year ago, and I've had Stanleys, I've had brewmates, I was always like, I gotta try this, I gotta try that. And I had so many cups, and she was like, try it. I fell in love with it. And so my audience really loves and trusts me because I'm very particular with what I come on with and what I show, because I feel like that's a reflection of me. Unfortunately, I think we've all learned the hard way. You reap what you sow, or karma's real. So I'm not going to come on there and be like, hey guys, this is great, when it's not really worth a piss. Like, that's just, like me. So it was a product that I really believe in. I invested in. And we do drops, we do occasions. I have, like, when we do our drops, I was live for our summer drop for 14 hours. Within those 3 days, I think I maybe had 5 hours of sleep. I was right back at it. But like, I was saying about my dad, you have to work for it. Nothing is ever handed to you. If it was that easy in life, I think we would just have everything we wanted. But I think you appreciate the value behind something more if you put the work into it.
Oh,
100%. Totally. Yeah, you got to put in the hard work and all that stuff. So Hydro Jug, talk to us about it. What is a Hydro Jug?
So a hydro jug is, I
Hydro.
guess you would say, like kind of like a Stanley. I wish that I had mine here next to me. I don't. They are in my showcase, and my TikTok is Britt Elizabeth,
That's
but
right.
they do not leak. They really don't. That's one thing that really like won me over because I would be in the car, like where we're from, there's mountains, there's hills, like you have to brakes and all this and that. Like my Stanley would leak over, my brewmate would leak over, and then the ice would melt, and I was sick of it. So I was like, oh my gosh, like where's this been all my life? And so I have over 30 cups and counting. And I have bought that myself and
Wow.
invested in the product. And it's something I believe in. But I think that the audience really respects that about me, that I'm very selective with what I show, and it's paid off. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
Because
absolutely.
they trust that. So yeah, they
Yep.
don't leak. They come in different colors, different sizes. The 20 ounces are great for like coffee and energy drink, but if you want more of a hydration, go 32 or higher.
Boom.
So I've got my whole family into them now. Even the horse trainer has a hydro jug.
I got to get some.
Do they make a hydro flask that I could put in my
Oh, there is another
pocket?
company called Hydro Flask, so careful there.
Oh, my bad.
But yeah,
But
I mean, me doing the shop, I saw, people doing it. And I was like, this is something I really think would be great. TikTok comes and there's been great successes with people that battle, and it's amazing. But I think that with my audience, it was more, they wanted something to show for their support for me. And it was like, products that they could like use. And like I had told Chad, what may work for me may work opposite for you. And I think that that's anything in life. What may work for somebody else may not work the same as somebody else. And I think that that's important. And for me to be where I'm from, dreams are possible, but you just can't sit there and give up. And I think that that was me for the longest time. It's like, my dad would always tell me, if you make a mistake, it's okay, Brittany, but don't continue to beat your head up against the door, because that's just making the same mistake twice. Like you just don't continue to do that. If you know it's going to get you nowhere, don't do that. And so now, like me being, 2 years into this, taking everything by faith, everything that he's ever said, I've looked back and been like, my dad was right, or, I live by that. So it's super important to me. And I want to continue to touch people, to inspire people, to give back. And, Chad didn't know when I told him the song. I was like, oh my gosh, because that song got me through the hardest days when I didn't want to be here. And I'm a prime example that anybody can overcome, anybody can, beat the odds of mental health. Even though you may still have those, it doesn't define who you are as a person. And a lot of people in today's society don't talk about that. I think they're scared because when you tell somebody your weaknesses, a lot of times they're used against you. And so I want people to know it doesn't matter if you have anxiety, depression, whatever it is, you can become anything you still want to be. Just,
Yeah.
don't be scared. The whole world is out there to chase, and the next storyline is ready to be wrote in your book.
I like that you are not just endorsing products for the hell of it. You're endorsing products that you stand by. So you're not just trying to sell something that you don't use that to make money off of. I like that you stand behind what you're putting out there and
There's
believe.
authenticity to it. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's key. And I think that's probably why you're the number one seller on TikTok for these hydro jugs, because, it's a product that you believe in, you use yourself. And like Chad was saying, they didn't even give you free samples of it to sell, and yet you're the number one seller of their product. So it just goes to show that you don't talk the talk, you also walk the walk with what you're doing. And that's key. There's not a lot of people out there doing stuff like that. So that's why I want to applaud you. And I think the audience is doing that too. They're just applauding out of nowhere. But yeah, Brittany, I'm proud of you.
I think that, when you look at, the shop side with TikTok, I think people don't want to see a commercial every 5 seconds.
Yeah.
And for me, I wanted, not just even with wigs, I wanted to base my community with everybody, every niche, the motivational, the Ohana group. And I called my group Ohana because nobody's forgotten or left behind. And so when it came to the shop, how many do you see like, oh, this is great. This is great. Well, let me tell you something. Everything on there ain't great. Okay. I had an experience with a makeup company that sent me a free sample and I looked like a ghost. And I was like, there's no way I'm coming on with this. If you want me to come on, I'm going to be blunt. And so I learned my lesson that way. Like when you're truthful with your audience, that you may get that one order, but for me, I wanted repetitive customers that felt comfortable enough to come back to me. And that's what's kind of been like the best thing for me that's worked for me. And I feel like that's important and they trust what I have to say. So, and even if they don't come back in, I made myself a promise because I used to watch people that would go live and I would be in these rooms and they wouldn't say anything to me. And I remember everybody that comes into my rooms, whether it's today and you come see me 3 months from now, that's a big thing that I made myself a promise to because I knew how it felt to feel ignored or to be overlooked. And so I even remember people's order numbers. There was a girl that ordered a hydro jug, her first one, and I remembered the two that she got. And she was like, "How did you remember that?" And I'm like, "Well, you have to pay attention to your customers. You have to pay attention to your audience. And that's a big thing because I know how that feels to be overlooked. And that's not something I wanted, you know, to give to people. I wanted to be different. So, but
Boom.
I'm not saying other people's stuff doesn't work, but I just know that's the Southern hospitality in me. And,
Yeah.
you know, I get a lot of that from my family morals of how I was raised. You know, you treat people how you want to be treated, but also don't be a doormat for people either. And I've learned that the hard way as well.
Oh, yes.
F yeah. I'm watching my language today on the show because I know your dad is watching, so that's why I'm not using curse words as much as I often do. They just usually fly out of my mouth, and I'm trying to curb my enthusiasm, so to speak. Because I was raised by a sailor, and he would curse like nobody's business. I don't know if you know Popeye, the sailor man.
Yes.
That was my dad. So
You're funny.
So my dad does a little bit when he gets upset, but for me, I told Chad, you know, my audience just respects me for the morals, and I think for me, you know, when it comes to um, going live, you know, I think it was more me than my dad because my audience respects my outlook and my morals on life. You know, I've never used that to my advantage to try to make people feel manipulative and the looks or like what's said. You know, I'm just me. And I think that, you know, when you meet me in real life, if you ever get to meet me, because I've met Chad, everybody that meets me is like, you're the same person as you are versus online and offline. And I've learned the hard way. The truth always comes out. So it's not ever a script for me. I'm just real and I'm pure and I'm honest. And I was telling Chad this story, which is kind of funny because I love music and I always refer back to TLC, you know, Waterfalls. And I was like, I don't know if you remember the band. He was like, yeah, they beat us at an MTV.
That's right. 95.
don't
Kicked our
go
butt.
I
chasing
love their
waterfalls.
songs. Yeah, you know, it was about like don't go chasing what seems so appealing that may not be appealing. And I loved the Unpretty song. You know, don't go feeling like you have to change your appearance to fit into who you are. Just be yourself, and the right people will love you and accept you. And I would rather, okay, if I'm sitting at a table with 10 people, I would rather, out of that nine, I would rather have one true loyal person that's not going to talk about me when I leave. And if they're going to talk about somebody else, the odds are they're going to talk about me. I think I
Yes.
can read the comments. My dad is actually in here, by the way. I see him and my stepmom. So hello. And my
Dad.
brother maybe in Shiloh. So
Nice.
hi.
Hello. Is it Tammy? Sailor?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, awesome.
Tammy,
Hello,
pleasure.
Tammy.
Yeah, hello. Glad you guys are out there watching. Glad you raised a beautiful girl, and give Tammy some credit. It's not easy to take on some stepkids, especially when one is Brittany, that was in the beginning not so accepting. So it's a hard role for a stepmom to come into and fill the shoes of you know the loss of your mom. So you got a good family structure, and that doesn't happen too often, which is you know. It's a beautiful story you got going there, Brittany. I'm glad your chapter
Yes, I
didn't.
don't think that I really realized, you know, until later on how hard that it probably made their marriage and made them because I was like, I felt guilty over this was my mom. But, you know, one thing that I will say, and, you know, me and her have talked, when my dad and her were going to get married, I was like, I don't want you to take the picture down of my mom, dad, and brother. And she never did. And she's never tried to take her place. She talks a lot about her. And that's something I can look back now and see. But at the time, no, it was like anything she would do, I was resentful. But I think that I did put a strain on their marriage because my dad may have felt torn. Well, this is my daughter, then this is my wife. I deserve to have a new wife. But
Right.
she's been nothing but great to me and a phenomenal person for my brother. And I also have, it's weird because I just started getting close to my stepbrother and stepsister, and they're doing
Right.
so many amazing things. But I used to never say that. But now I see them as that. So I have a stepbrother and a stepsister that I'm very, very proud of as well. They have done amazing things in life. And my stepbrother is a doctor. So I'm super proud of him as
Nice.
well, and
Wow.
his wife. And my stepsister is a paramedic, and she does amazing things. And I used to never say those things, and it's amazing to accept that family part now.
Yes.
Beautiful.
Brittany, beautiful is right, Chad.
Mhm.
I love shows like this where you know, there's a lot of love coming through and all good vibes and stuff like that. I like to joke around on this show a lot and you know, be a comedian, so to speak, but it's beautiful to have stories like this of inspiration and like families coming together, you know, and the fact that, you know, you grew up ish and started to realize, you know, like your dad was doing like the right thing, sending you all these messages from the start and stuff like that. And you changed and started to heed his words and all that stuff. It's a beautiful, uplifting story. And I'm so happy that you got out of that horrible relationship. If you don't mind me asking, Brittany, how long were you in that relationship before you got out of it?
Well, he was perfect for the first little bit, like put on a
Wow.
perfect persona. He actually got a dishonorable discharge. He was in the National Guard.
Mm.
And we had to go through divorce. I was actually married to him. So we had to go through all of that. He really had kind of started just my daddy came over to see me at the apartment and where we were staying. And he was like, nobody can come here unannounced. And it was just one little thing. And I felt really bad because my dad has never said, you can't come over here. And that should have been like a red flag for me, but I just was
Mhm.
scared. So I stayed and it just got worse and worse and worse. And it was like a Lifetime movie because I never grew up around any of that type of stuff. So when I'm live on TikTok, I can't really go into depth of
Right.
everything that I went through because, you have to worry about being flagged or things like that. But it was a lot more. I wish I could say I just got my hair ripped out, but it was a lot of verbal. And I know this sounds bad, but words stick with you forever. But I don't look at it anymore like that. But sometimes I would have rather had stuff said to me than what actually happened to me on the physical side of it. It was very, very hard for me. But that doesn't define me anymore.
Nope.
I'm me.
Yep,
Yeah.
exactly.
That's
Well,
the one thing I want to sorry,
I
Chad.
was going to say, I want kind of different subject. I want to give a shout out to Shelly because Shelly on TikTok, who's also in our agency,
Yes.
brought us to you, or you brought you to us. And I remember Bill called me. He's like, "Hey, we got this girl, Britt Elizabeth, and she's this great shop seller, and like she loves lightning crashes." I was like, "Okay, well," and he wanted me to talk to you on the phone. I was like, "Yeah, absolutely." And then I heard your story, and I was just like blown away. And it's such an honor to be part of a song and have some role in that song and the way that it affects people, especially someone like you. It's I think that's it's I listen to songs too, and they uplift me in different ways. So it's cool to be part of that in someone's life, really. And
Brittany,
it's such a broad experience, such a broad reach that song has had, and it's amazing. And I always give the credit to Ed for the lyrics and melody because it's brilliant part of the song.
And it's still affecting people 30 years later.
Absolutely.
Everybody interprets songs differently, but to me, it was the circle of life kept going, and it is the circle of life has continued to go.
Yeah.
It's amazing. Chad doesn't realize like the effect that his music has had on the world and how important, all that music was to so many people. He's starting to realize it now as he starts to talk to more and more fans and they come on the show and let them know all these stories and stuff like that. But yeah, Chad doesn't realize how cool he is and how much he affected a lot of people, which is kind of cool. He's a humble guy, which is nice to be around. His family structure is so like strong. His mother's a great person. His kids are great. He's raising beautiful kids. It's a beautiful symbiotic thing that he's got going on, and it all started in York, Pennsylvania, man. And it's cool. It's cool to be on this show with him and, get messages brought out and like let Chad know like how much he affected people. And he was always cool. Like I met him back in the day going to his shows and stuff like that. And he was just always just a genuine person, really nice, always took time to talk to the fans and stuff like that. You don't get that from big rock stars, a lot. And Chad was always somebody who was just took time to kind of smell the roses and be nice to people. And he's just a stand-up dude.
Yes, he's exactly the same, like live on the phone and meeting him in person. Like I felt like I've known him and Bill and Shelly for a long time. And, Shelly introduced us and she's beautiful inside and out and has a true caring heart. And, it's like we've all known each other forever. And I'm weird about like who I feel comfortable with my past. I don't let a lot of people in.
Sure.
And I can feel a presence about people. Like, do I trust them? Because I don't like fake and
Right.
I like honesty. And it was like we've known each other for a long time, and that meant a lot to me. And we're like this big family now, so it's amazing. And we want to see other people grow, and it's not just a one-person show. I want to help so many people, and in many different directions, whatever that may lead to.
Yeah.
And when we say, sorry, Chad.
I was going to say she's going to help creators in our agency. She's going to help people on the shop side, give them pointers and stuff. So we're going to she's volunteered to do that, and we're happy to have her help to because TikTok has two sides basically. When you go on as a creator, you can be on the live side and go live, and people throw you gifts and stuff, and you can just talk to people in battle. And then there's a shop side where you actively can sell products, like Brittany does so successfully. And some people only want to do one or the other, but our agency can sign up on both sides. Some agencies only can do one or the other as well. So it's just so cool to to meet her, to have her on. Like I said to you before she came on, she's just so authentic.
Yeah,
I love that about her, and it's just so happy. And we're starting to do really great things. She's introducing us to other people that are going to come into the shop, and we're loving having her on board so far. It's amazing.
And when we say Bill, we're talking about Bill Hines, ladies and gentlemen.
That's right.
The one and only good dude, Bill Hines. He's a really good guy. Done a lot for people, done a lot in business, he's doing stuff now. He's an awesome race car driver. Bill has lived a lot of lives, and all of them are good. He raised beautiful kids himself. He's a good family man. So I want to give a shout out to Bill Hines, who's doing his thing over there. Think Loud Studios coming back, coming loud and proud, louder than it was before, doing a lot of cool things. So check out Think Loud Studios with Bill Hines at the helm, folks. Good stuff happening out of there. Brittany, let's talk about and tell the audience where they can go for your TikTok handle. And I would just want to say, awesome what you're doing on there. And it kind of stinks that you have to, mince your words when you go live and stuff like that, but completely get it. They don't know kind of what you're saying at the time, so they, maybe flag stuff like that. But it's cool that you come on.
I've been very good, and I've kept my faith. And the old Brittany probably wouldn't have been like that, but without this whole trial and tribulation, I don't think I would be where I'm at today. And I don't want to go before Judgment Day and be like, Lord, I was afraid to say your name. No, am I a perfect person? No. Do I fall short? Yes. But if I can help anybody in any way, just even if it's just a positive message and that's all you take from this, or just you want to talk, your problems are never a burden. My TikTok handle is Britt, ELIZABETHHH. So there's 3 H's after the T.
Elizabeth,
right.
as we pronounce it in the
And
States.
you're just basically on TikTok, right? You're not on Instagram or Facebook.
Yes, so I deleted my Facebook a year ago. I think that, for me and nothing against anybody, I love where I'm from. I love my little small town, but I had to focus on what was important to me and cut out what was unnecessary. And I think that where I'm from, it's kind of like people wake up and they talk at the, and you just have to cut out all that and just focus on what's going to get you to where you need to be. And that's what I had to do. And it led me to TikTok. So, that's where I'm at. So,
And even my impression of TikTok, even as far as last year, was like, oh, it's just kids on there dancing around. But no, that's like, there's a whole gigantic e-commerce thing going on TikTok, and it's pretty amazing. And they pay their creators way more than any other platform, which
They're
is
fair.
Yeah. And you don't have to have 1 million subscribers to go on TikTok and go live and you can make money doing it.
Right.
And you can do it with 20,000 subscribers. Or followers, whatever. It's an amazing platform.
It really is.
And Bill got onto it in February, and here we are with an agency and signing up brilliant creators and sellers like Brittany here. It's amazing.
Like our wonderful president, Bill Hines, also moves at lightning speed.
Yes, that's right.
At times. There's a lot of similarities between our great president and Bill Hines, which maybe one day we're going to be having Bill Hines for president. You never know.
Boy, watch out.
Hey now. Which would be cool. Brittany, talk to me about mention the Crown Wigs place again, because I want to make sure she gets a proper shout out and we have the audience spell that out properly.
It's Chelsea Smith Cosmetic Crowns, and then to save 10%, there is a link under my bio, and then she also has some stuff on the TikTok shop as well that is linked under my showcase. So I'm very, very proud of her for what she has done on her own. And she had a dream, and look at, she went and chased it. And meeting her in person is the same as you would see her live. She really wants to give back and help people, and in so many different directions, and her staff puts a lot of work in behind the scenes, emails, making sure the packages are out, and it's amazing. So and she just goes into all these efforts with the styles of the wigs and the names of the wigs. I don't know how she comes up with so many names, but they do. And we have a wig show every other Tuesday. And then we have a thing on Friday called Single Ladies. And you got to be super fast because there's one that comes out, but it goes like that. Probably one of my favorite crowns. She had, it was the name was Shiloh. That was my dog. So that's my favorite crown.
Nice.
Shiloh. I love that name. I think there's a Shiloh Pitt, if I'm not mistaken, right? They're Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie's daughter or son. I'm not sure.
Oh, there's a Shiloh.
Yes, they do. But my dad actually picked it because it's a name out of the Bible. So I call him different names, though, and they don't like that. I call him like Hun or things like that. But he's like my little baby. So he's precious. So
rock on.
So do you refer to the wigs as crowns? Is that where you call them?
Yes, hair crowns. Hair crowns. Okay, yeah, that's what we call them here. That's kind of like what Chelsea has established for the hair crowns. And like I said, this one has a name as well, and she is still available. So each of them have their own little name. And I asked her yesterday, I was like, how do you come up with all these names, like baby books? She kind of just adds her own little pattern to it. But she has an amazing staff that goes above and beyond to make sure that these get established. And you get a pink box, you also get an accessory, a thank you note. A lot goes behind the scenes. It's not just, hey, and she can make any wig look good no matter what she puts on. And that's the beauty behind it. She had a dream, and look at her today from where she started. So I'm beyond proud of her and thankful to have her. And she believed in me. I don't know if I would have ordered that pink box if I would have ever went live, because I was like, well, I want to go live and talk about the wigs, but I don't want it to just be about wigs. And that's what a lot of people did. And I've just always wanted to be a trendsetter, and I just wanted to be different, and I didn't know what to do. And it was like, okay, you need to tell your story. But by telling my story, it's healed me in more ways than one, but it's also helped so many people across the world. And that's the best gift I could ever get.
Yeah.
Well, I haven't met Chelsea yet, but I am very, very impressed. I mean, what she's created is amazing. I won't say the number, but it's in the millions of dollars that she sells in wigs and crowns. Excuse me. It's amazing.
Go Chelsea.
Yeah.
Do we know?
Worked really hard.
Do we know what the wigs are like? The hair strands are made out of? Is it like hair? Is it?
These are synthetic. They're high quality synthetic. There are different types of wigs. You can get the human or the synthetic, but hers are very high quality synthetic. So
Nice.
you can wash these. They just go back to the style that they were originally. If you do something to them to straighten them, it just doesn't go back to the original style that it was at. So
Sure.
she puts a lot of effort into it. Like looking at her, I would always think she was a natural blonde, but she is. She has dark hair, but
Hmm.
blonde's probably my favorite color on her. So, yeah,
Do,
but it's fun when you put them on.
do blondes have more fun? That's a good question to let people know.
Yes. Yes.
Cool.
Yes, there we
Cool.
go. Answer. We have answered the question.
Yeah. I always thought they did, but I just wanted to, clarify. Red hair people, they don't have as much fun as the black-haired people and the blonde-haired people, from what I hear.
Hey, with this, it makes it fun with any other color. Like, I don't really wear a lot of darker ones, but I put a dark one on yesterday, and I was like, wow, I really like this one on me because you're seeing it in person versus, like on the side. Even though it looks great on her, you're like, I don't know if that would be great for me. And then when you're here, being at the studio, it's like a different experience to see all these crowns and the behind the scenes, and to meet her amazing staff. They have been nothing but so nice to me, and I'm
Very
really,
cool.
really grateful for that.
So
Rock
awesome.
on. And that's in
And
Virginia as well?
no, this is in Sacramento is where her business is based out of. So I'm still in LA, and then I go back Wednesday to LA again, or no, Sacramento, California, but then I go back to LA on Wednesday for some other opportunities. So it just keeps, like, for me, I think me doing this and anybody seeing this, if you are from any town or any story, it's possible. You just have to push yourself and believe and have the right people in your corner, and believe in yourself. The only person that can get yourself to the top of the mountain is you. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. So you have to push yourself if you want something bad enough in life.
Talk to me about living life in LA. Is it as
She's
cracked
just
up?
visiting.
What's that?
She's just visiting LA.
Oh.
Yes.
She might move there. She's thinking about it possibly, but
Don't do that.
No,
I'm gonna talk to your father and let him know that that's not a good move to go to LA.
No, I don't think I would leave the horses, but my cousin does live out there, so it's great to have family out there. He has done very well for himself. He actually is from where I'm from, and he is doing so many amazing, great things. I'm just a small town girl visiting, and then when I go home, we'll see what other business opportunities arise. But I got to keep grinding and got to keep going. So, like I said, the only easy day was yesterday. Buck up and do better, as my dad says.
Steve Perry said it best. Just a small town girl living in a lonely world. Journey, the band?
Like the Midnight Train going anywhere.
Yes.
he does. She knows a lot about music. It's impressive.
Chad was very impressed with my music history and trivia. I know a lot of songs. So, yeah. I grew up on that, like, dad rock. Like, my dad had me listening to a lot of great music. His favorite concert was Kiss that he ever saw.
He was a Kiss fan.
Yes, he saw them in concert, and it was funny when he tells the story, and I don't know if I'm going to tell it exactly like he tells it, but his friend had asked him to go, and he was like, yeah, I don't know, like, there's going to be older people there, and he told me this story like maybe 2-3 months ago, and he was like, there was this grandmother there, and she was having the time of her life, and he was like, it was an experience I will never forget. But I listened to a lot of older bands, a lot of the 80s, 90s. I'm a huge Bush fan. Love Bush. Collective Soul. That was actually one of the other songs too. The World I Know. That helped me when I was in a dark place too. If you watch the video and how the bird flies over and he takes a second step back and it's like, look at what's all around me. I said there was 5 songs, so that's one of them as well. So that's what I interpreted from the song. When he takes, about to take the step, the bird flies over, and I think he has a second whiff of, look at what's around me. Like, money doesn't buy happiness. Look at what's all around me. I have so much to live for, and be thankful for. And that song really inspired me as well.
Rock on. So can you tell us the 5 songs? Because we have 2, Lightning Crashes, The World I Know. What were the other 3, if you don't mind sharing?
Oh gosh. I'm on the spot a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
On the spot. Oh, no. Sorry.
Well, definitely Overcome by the live band. And then off the top of my head, even though I was in a dark place, Nutshell, I think that that's a really deep song. Even though, I loved Lane Staley, I done a lot of deep dive into his history, into his historical part. It was amazing of the Nutshell and what went behind the scenes. But if you listen to it, it's a deep, 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 deep song, so that really got me through a lot of my days. But yeah, so there's so many, but those are like probably my top 4. The 5th one I will think of, it's hard, but yeah, so that was
Right.
my top one, but it was on repeat, like constant. But I watched the video a lot, when I was in that stage to where I was like, I'm done. And it was like when he about to step over the cliff, the bird flies over and he has a whole different meaning. He was worried about his job, his finances. He sees the paper, he wakes up and he's like, and he goes up and then he looks around and he starts throwing money out to strangers in the music video. And it's like, don't be greedy, be happy that I'm here. And he had a second chance and it was like the bird flew over and he's like, look at what's around me. And that was a beautiful, beautiful message.
Rock on, for sure. And you're so right. Money does not buy happiness at all. It can make life easier and stuff like that, but you could have $1 billion sitting in the bank and be the most miserable person in the world. And,
Exactly.
we know some people like that out there. It makes money makes life easy. It does not get you happiness. Happiness comes from within, comes from family, comes from friends, comes from love, comes from being a good person and giving back to the world. You got to do what, makes you happy. And through that, you can make other people happy, I think.
Amen.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people too forget where they come from. And, if I didn't have that pink box, I never wanted to forget her. I don't ever want to forget my family. And I also don't ever want to change who I am. I always want to stay true to myself. And, no matter where this takes me or where I go, I always want to remain true to myself because that's the most important thing about you. A lot of people change when that happens. I've seen it happen to too many people, even though I don't know him personally. I just know that happens or they get the big head. But I've always been very unselfish. I'm a very giving person, but I've learned not to let people walk all over me either and to take a stand for myself and to set a healthy boundary. But that used to not be me.
Rock on. Miss Brittany Elizabeth, I want to thank you for coming on this show. We're going to have you on if you would grace us with your presence again. We would love to have you on again. You have such a good message out there, and we'll get more of your story. The way we do it always is we introduce the audience to our guest, and then we bring them back on and dive deeper in. But you are a breath of fresh air, and I'm so happy that you made it this far, and it seems like you got a long journey ahead of you, and you're going to do all good things in life. And I want to thank your father for raising 2 beautiful kids and your stepmother for stepping in and your step siblings and all that stuff and making a symbiotic relationship and all that stuff.
Yes,
Miss Brittany Elizabeth.
I'm very, very thankful. And they have supported me through this whole journey. And my dad has had ideas. It was funny, the first time we got he ordered a tripod that moves around, but his video camera skills wasn't the best. It was like down. I was like, Dad, you got to do angles. But he made his first TikTok to Under Pressure by Queen. And that was awesome. So
he's on TikTok too. I didn't realize that.
Yes, he made his first video on TikTok, but he's so supportive. And then, we have our horse trainer, and we just want to see where this grows because if our little small town can make it, anybody can make it. But you just got to have dreams and goals. And I want to say thank you to everybody that stood by me. And if anybody's watching this, you're never alone. You matter. There's a million reasons for you to stay, and you're loved and you are worthy. And today's a new day. You can stop doing the bad things and you can make good decisions moving forward ahead.
Yes.
Awesome.
Miss Brittany Elizabeth, thank you so much. We're going to have you on again.
Me on here. And I love
Very
my
welcome.
family. And thank you all for all of your support. My stepmom, dad, brother, my dog Shiloh, and my step siblings, and all my other family, and my CSC family, and my Think Loud family. Thank you all so much. And to all the audiences, thank you guys so much. So Britt Elizabeth at TikTok.
Boom shakalaka.
3 H's.
Peace.
All right. See ya. Thank you.
The one and only Brittany Elizabeth. That was awesome, Chad.
Yeah.
Thank you for having her
She'd
come
be
on.
great. I mean, she's like I said, the first time I talked to her, when Bill's like, you got to get on the phone with this girl. She's a big live fan. She loves the song Lightning Crashes. And I heard her story. I was just like, wow, this is, okay. And she's
Beautiful.
so super authentic. And then I got to meet her in person just recently and here in LA at the TikTok studio or TikTok headquarters rather.
Oh.
And she's starting to, she's a amazing seller on TikTok. And now she's starting to introduce us to other sellers that we're signing. And I think we're going to be repping the Crown wig brand on TikTok as well. So
rock on.
Yeah.
I love what they're doing with the wigs. I was like joking about wearing a wig, but if you think about it, like why can't guys do that? Change your hairstyle up every now and again. And
I think most women should wear wigs. It's like, especially if you're in a relationship with a man, you can have a different girlfriend every day.
Right. Yes. Well put, man. I like that. We could date, you go out on a date. Oh, who is this lady here today? Make it fun, spontaneous.
That's right. There you go.
Keep the spark alive. Audience out there, wish Bobby some good luck for his what he's got going on today with his leg and all that stuff. Hopefully he's back next week. We'll find out more from him after the show and after his doctor visit and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. But Bobby, keep it going, man. Well. We wish him well. We wish him luck. We wish him love. And what another gracious Tuesday, Chad. I couldn't be my normal funny self. I had to get a little serious here for a little bit and try that out. But beautiful, man. It's uplifting show.
Absolutely.
We got
next week. We'll both be in York together. So we'll be broadcasting from York.
Broadcasting from Think Loud. So be ready for that, folks. Let me go to our black screen and say peace.
Peace, everybody.